What's going on, everybody on YouTube? Griffin here, coming back to y'all with a quick little update video. I'm actually behind about a day on getting content posted. I shot a video, of course, that you all probably watched just before this one about creating momentum. Shot that on Sunday morning when I had little to no sleep, and just talking about creating momentum and maintaining the momentum as long as possible. And first and foremost, before we get into this video, if you don't know who I am, I'm the owner of Preferred Pest Management. I'm usually dressed better than this. I just got done with the gym this morning, getting the morning routine going, part of building momentum for the day, like we talked about in yesterday's video. If you haven't seen that, I'll try to remember to link it. We can link stuff in the videos or whatever. I'll try to link that up for you all. But we have, in terms of pest control business content, specifically on how to start a pest control business, how to grow a pest control business, all that good stuff. We have probably, I don't know, somewhere around at least 100 videos roughly, if you combine the videos, live streams, shorts, all that good stuff, posts, all that stuff on YouTube. Probably have at least 100 videos, 100 pieces of content. We have about probably at least 400 to 500 videos on this channel total, just in regards to, achieving financial freedom. I just document, I do not claim to be, some quote-unquote guru, expert, anything like that. Just from the pest control business side specifically, since that's what most of you are here for. My background, I've been in the industry to a certain degree my whole life. My grandfather owned a pest control business in the Midwest, still does, but he's, getting up there. He's owned it for like 40 years. I moved down to Texas about 5-6 years ago, been in the industry ever since, and we've been in business now for about 3 years, coming up in November, and we grew this company to a 6-figure company my first year. My wife has been able to be a full-time mother for about a year now, and yeah, we're just chugging right along, just documenting things that work for us, that don't work for us, all that type of stuff, just trying to add value to you via, your pest control company. And a lot of you guys I know are technicians, salesmen, door-to-door salesmen, whatever the case may be, and you're looking at making the move to starting your own company. So if you ever have any questions or anything like that, feel free to always drop them down in the comments below, or you can reach out to us on our Discord group, which is totally free. Of course, I don't have like a mastermind group that I charge for or anything like that. We have over 250 members in the Discord group. We've got about 50 members in our relatively new Facebook group, the Pest Control Entrepreneurs Facebook group. Both links, like I said, be in the description. But with that, just want to get on here and give you all an update. You guys know I bought the truck I'm actually in right now earlier this year, and with the thought of hiring, I knew I was going to be hiring more than likely this year, or at the absolute latest, like very early next spring. And we think that everything is kind of lining up where the guy who has been doing our rodent work for the last about 2 years or so, he has one of his son's friends who they've kind of taken in to a certain degree, or I don't know the whole situation, but relatively young guy. I think he's like 20, I want to say 20 to 23, somewhere around there. Younger guy. I mean, I'm young too still, even though my birthday was just yesterday and I'm coming up on 30 quick, but he's younger kid, guy, whatever, and has a lot of drive. I can already tell you, has a lot of drive. He as a matter of fact, more than likely got me a lead already. He does delivery in the evenings right now. And he was asking me last night for some business cards, because he was like, yeah, I got a guy who, he more than likely wants his weep holes and this and that sealed up for mice and stuff. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And it kind of caught me off guard, because I was like, man, he's not even hired for me. He was just helping my 1099 guy out with a job or two recently, and we met and talked and this and that, and I was just like, man, I haven't even hired this kid yet, and he's already kind of doing what even Gary Vee and a lot of guys say to do. They're like, hey, show your value, make it to where you're undeniable in terms of add so much value for free that that you almost feel obligated to give some sort of compensation, position, whatever the case may be. So we're running, background checks and making sure, everything's going to be okay. But assuming everything's going to be okay, we're probably going to go ahead and start him off. Probably not the first week of July, but probably sometime around the second or third week of July here within the next month. In the state of Texas, we have to go through a training with a new apprentice technician. One, you have to, this is good for those of you that live in Texas. I'm literally going to walk you through step by step real quick on the hiring process. So when you hire them, of course, you do all your basic background check, all that stuff. But the cool thing about it is when you register someone as an apprentice for your company, TDA will also do their own background check, like criminal specifically background check. So it's almost kind of, double covering your ass to a certain degree from the background check side of things. But once that all checks out, they'll send you the apprentice license. You have 10 days from the hire date. So say you hire someone July 1st, you have till July 10th, July 11th to, submit all that paperwork and all that stuff. And then they'll send you, of course, the apprentice license. And then from there, you have to do a bare minimum of 20 hours in the field training with the technician, and then another 20 hours of classroom training as well. That is certified by the state, not just like, oh yeah, I sat down and made them read the book. Like, it's an actual class that they have to attend. Usually they're relatively cheap. There's some guys in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, if you look hard enough, who they'll offer like a package where you can get your CEU trainings, any employee trainings, this and that, for like a 1 year, year-over-year fee. The one that I found, I think, is actually pretty cheap. It's like $200 a year or something like that. So not real bad at all. And then, of course, from there, any other additional training, I suggest having continual training. Of course, you want to make sure that your employees, one, know what the hell they're doing, are staying on top of things in terms of their knowledge of course, the, general pests you see the most, your termites, anything you're going to have the technician do. It's not a bad idea to have them continuously learning. Of course, there's no better learning, in my opinion, than actually being out in the field, seeing something for the first time, and like having to kind of work through it, do some research, like right there in the field. But of course, if you can get it to where the technician knows ahead of time, oh yeah, you could expect this. It doesn't happen often, but you can expect this, that, whatever. Not a bad idea. So, from our standpoint, once a week, which, by the way, when they're an apprentice, you need to have some kind of, they say, physical, like, you being the CA, need to be present with them. I think it said 3 times a week, if I recall, on the TDA's website. And then once they're a licensed technician, once a week. Which is why a lot of companies, they'll do the whole weekly meeting, this and that, is to knock out those state requirements and, keep a log of it. Like, I know when I was at Terminix, they had a signed paper just saying that, we were here and all that stuff. So, again, not a bad idea to keep some kind of log of this kind of stuff. When it comes to TDA, from what I understand, they're not really out to get us, or not even just the Texas Department of Agriculture, but any Department of Agriculture, for the most part, they're not out to, like, get us, especially the small companies. Like, they know we're trying our best out here, and a lot of times when they come out for your, like, initial, first time visit, they're going to be a little more invasive, but it's for your good, because they're like telling you, hey, like, we're not looking to get you this first time, we're just wanting to, like, make sure that you understand the expectation. Obviously there's some common sense stuff that you shouldn't miss, like having your chemical in the right spot and all of that kind of stuff, but sometimes there's little things here and there that can just be easily forgotten, or whatever the case may be. They're just not out to get you at the end of the day. So don't be, like, terrified of them, first and foremost, but definitely, cover your ass. That way, if you ever do get someone with a pencil up their ass or something, you'll be covered, right? So, other than that, from the hiring side of things, that's pretty much it. I could go on and on about what we're going to do, and I'm sure what we're going to do is going to change and whatnot. And, as I do on this channel, as we go through this season in terms of, changing within our company. Growth is what's expected. That's the whole point of hiring, right? Is to, achieve some more growth. We're kind of at a point, we've been at a point for about the last 6 months lately where we're growing, but at a snail's pace, in my opinion. Like, I'm missing quite a few phone calls and even leads by the time someone submits a lead on the website. By the time I see it and call them, it's already been, in some cases, 20 minutes to an hour plus. By the time I call back, in the case of a missed call or follow up with a lead, they've already found somebody moving on. I couldn't even count on my my fingers and toes how many times that's happened just within the last month or so. So I can just imagine, the thousands of dollars that are being left on the table because of that. So, I'm hoping, with hiring this employee, that's the other thing about it too. I was holding off on hiring because I figured no one would really want a job that, is pretty part-time early on, but has the potential to, continue to grow your hours. Plus I'm, going to give commission and all that good stuff as well. Which, like I said, sounds good for this kid because he seems pretty driven about trying to, help and get sales and all that. How I broke it down to him was, look, every $1,000 you bring in terms of, new money to the company, you're going to get extra $100 out of it on top of your pay, because, why not? We're willing to pay Google, $50+ if not more per acquisition. Why not, just pay our people instead? That's my opinion, at least. So, and he's, like I said, he's a younger kid. He said he's perfectly fine with, he's even fine, from a financial standpoint, that we could, not even hire him for a couple months, and he's like, I'll hang out, if you need me, in September or August or July, whatever the case may be, just let me know. I got an evening job right now, and, I'll work with you during the day, and whenever, we just get to a point where he's getting consistently 30+, 40+ hours a week, he'll go ahead and, quit his evening job at that point. So I'm definitely, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't nervous, or I wouldn't say scared. I mean, the only fear there is of course, making the payroll and, just making sure that legally, you're following everything that you need to be following. It's a lot, of course, but, something you got to do at the end of the day. You only have so many man hours in a day for yourself. I'm getting to the point, like I said, where I'm missing probably at least at the bare minimum $1,000 to $3,000 in sales a month, and that's being extremely conservative. So I was breaking it down to my wife the other night, I was like, early on, in terms of his pay, he's only going to be making somewhere around pre-tax $1,600 plus whatever he sells, because again, it's part-time. Early on, it's only going to be somewhere around 60 to 80 hours a month early on, because we only have maybe 2, maybe 3 at the most full weeks of work. In all honesty, about 2 full weeks of work right now, and then everything else is additional sales, right? Which is why we front load the month, blah 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 blah. You probably know if you own a business what I mean. And this is why, if you ever get annoyed with Terminex, if you're a Terminex employee and you get annoyed that, man, why are they pulling up so many stops? I have nothing at the end of my month. It's because they want to allow for rainy day sales, this and that. You never know what's going to happen month to month. Now that I own a business, I completely understand, but yeah, it can definitely be annoying as a technician if you don't understand, the concept behind that. But back to the point, how I was bringing it down to my wife was, I was like, if this ends up costing me, with price of auto insurance going up about $150 a month, paying him $1,600, and then the little bit of miscellaneous expense here and there, all in all about $2,000 or so, plus the tax, because as an employer, you're also responsible for part of your employees' taxes. That's something that a lot of people don't even realize until they go to hire somebody. So just a little tip there, plan on whatever your employee makes, plan on paying close to 15%. Just a rough estimate. I don't know the exact percentage. That's just what, even on me as the active CEO, because we're a S corp, I'm paying myself as a CEO, like an employee, W2 employee. Even my, like, because you have the employee tax side of it, what you pay as the employee, what you see on your pay stub, but then the employer also pays a part of that tax as well. For example, I pay myself, quote unquote, a salary of $3,500 a month, and my tax out of it from the employee side was like 360 something ballpark, and then the owner side, the company side of it, was like $200 even, right around there. So you could work out the math and figure out roughly what the percentage is on that. If I recall, it's somewhere around 12 to 15%, just off the top of my head. I might be wrong. I mean, it may even be like 10. I don't know. It kind of fluctuates slightly if you're not. Well, for me it doesn't, because I'm salary, but of course if you have hourly, commission, this and that, of course the dollar amount is going to fluctuate based on earnings, obviously. But get with an accountant about it too. Make sure you have it all set up right. Good thing is with QuickBooks, if you're using QuickBooks, that is, it makes it relatively easy. I think Gusto is another one that a lot of people like, and compared to QuickBooks, they say, those two tend to be pretty easy and straightforward. All you have to do is go in there and submit the payroll, and it'll send the pay stub, the direct deposit, all that stuff. Super easy. But I don't remember where I was going with that. Oh yeah, duh. So even if it does cost me, let's say $2,000 or even $2,500 a month, because I'm always someone, when it comes to expenses, I like to overestimate. That way, whenever it comes in, $300, $500, whatever amount of dollars less, I'm like, oh, okay, we got a little bit of breathing room here. Nice. Like, it's better than under predicting by $300 to $500, and you're pulling your hair out like, I gotta go get another sale, and you're willing to cut price just because you gotta make this money or whatever. Like, it's just a different stress level tolerance, in my opinion, and why add that extra stress too. But even if it costs me, let's just say for an easy number, $2,000 a month, and like I said, I'm missing out on an additional, and again, we're being super conservative with this estimate, $1,000 to $3,000 a month. At the bare minimum, you're coming in at right around break even, in terms of the new sales that you're able to bring in. Not to mention, that's just the sales that I'm missing out on. Now, let's say, what am I going to do with my time now? Because I'm not in the field running the stops and all that stuff. Well, that gives me time to pump out a lot more content, either video content, blog content, going in and re-optimizing some of our pages that need to be re-optimized, or in some cases completely scratched and rebuilt. Just going out and getting everything optimizing our ads. I'm going to be doing a lot more on the back end, the stuff that I actually really enjoy, the actual, stuff that grows the business side of it. And do we think that that's not going to result in more business on top of that much quicker? Because instead of me only being able to dedicate a couple hours a day at the most, and sometimes not even every day, because let's be real, sometimes, when it's 100 degrees out here, like in Texas, in Dallas, Texas this week, it's supposed to be minimum 100 to 110 degrees all week. Let's be real, some days you get home and you're like, I ain't doing this shit tonight. I'm not getting on the website. I don't care. I'm going to jump in the pool and F off for a little bit, or whatever the case may be. Point being, now, every single day, practically, I'll be able to dedicate 6 to 12 hours, or however many hours a day I want to work, on optimizing everything. So I'm definitely excited. I think that, like I said, the worst case scenario for it is we come in right around like break even on the employee, in terms of, and again, I can't stress enough, that's in new sales. That doesn't factor in the compound effect of getting the monthly recurring income, the yearly recurring income, whatever the case may be in terms of the recurring income. Like, this is just in new acquisition sales. So like I said, the worst case scenario, it probably takes a couple months to kind of, get the ball rolling in terms of seeing the profit. The beauty of it is hiring somebody is relatively cheap. In at least here in the Dallas, Texas area, the TDA cost to get them started is around $130. Of course, you got to buy shirts, which, by the way, Queensboro, they're running a sale right now. They have a new long sleeve, like an athletic type of long sleeve shirt, only $23 with your logo embroidered, or I can't ever say that word right, but instead of it being printed, it's actually embroidered, on, the left chest patch or whatever. $23. I was like, that's a steal. I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and buy me some more, and then I'm gonna buy some for the tech as well. But with that, depending on how many shirts you want to buy, let's just say 5 for a work week amount of shirts, you're talking about $125 roughly after tax and all that good stuff. And then of course, if you don't have a truck, you obviously have to get another truck. But assuming you have a second truck already, I think all in all, if I remember right, I figured with the price of training him, because you're not seeing no return on the training that first 40 hours, I factored that in. All in all, it came out to somewhere around $1,000 to essentially get him hired, get him trained, and at least to the point to where he can legally go out and do the job after that first week or so. So yeah, like I said, I'll definitely keep you guys updated. I did not mean for this video to be as long as it was. You guys can probably tell I've been trying to break stuff up into more of like right around 12 minutes or less for you guys lately. But I'm excited. I could talk about this all day. I've been talking about it all day with a couple other owners, just because, like I said, there's definitely a lot of uncertainty. You're not just providing for yourself now, but your company is feeding the mouths of other people and, their families and stuff like that. When you start hiring, the stress, it's a different kind of stress. Like, of course, you want to make sure that your family's all right, but now it's like you as the owner are kind of on the back burner to the employee. Like, the employee is going to get paid before I get paid at the end of the day. So but like I said, I'm excited more than anything. I'm not like scared or think it's going to not work out. Otherwise I just wouldn't do it, and I'd put it on hold for now. But I think it's just a perfect situation. I think this kid is the perfect potential employee with his work ethic, and not to mention he is like, because I stressed to him, I was like, and I'm gonna be real with you, like, there's gonna be days where you just don't have any work, and you're not working, you're not getting paid, like, because you're not gonna be on a salary, you're gonna be hourly plus commission, which people can debate all day whether salary plus commission, production plus commission, hourly. You all can debate it till the end of time. I'm personally rolling with hourly plus commission, and if I think that something else is going to end up working better, that's what we have this channel for. I'll literally tell you guys that, hey, this is why we're switching to this, whatever the case may be. Like I said, I document everything on here, what works, what doesn't work, why it didn't work, why it did work, what could have been better. That's what we're here for. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap the video up. It's already going on about 8:30, 8:45 this morning. Got a couple things to do. I have only 1 or 2 accounts today. Both I can't get to till after 11 a.m. So I'm going to get a little morning time with the newborn and my other little one, and have a little family time. And then got a couple little things I need to knock out before I head over to those 2 clients, because we're getting in that last week of the month. So outside of new sales, it's, relatively dead this week. So hopefully you guys have a great week. We'll be, like I said, doing our live stream again this upcoming week, or this week, I guess, because it's Monday, this week. And we'll post, another video for y'all here tomorrow, or I guess the next day, based on when you guys will be seeing this video. I'm shooting this Monday. You're going to see it on a Tuesday. So it's I'm slowly but surely getting everything back in order. But yeah, As always, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon. That way you'll be notified every time we go live or upload another video. If you like the video and you watched this whole thing, one, I appreciate it. Two, hopefully you did get something valuable from it. If you did, hit that thumbs up button. It helps the channel. It helps people see the channel, see the videos, all that stuff, who are looking to start and grow a pest control company. If we've added any value to you, just hit that like button and feel free to share it too. Feel free to share it anywhere. Or I always appreciate it. I don't make any money off the, I don't even make money like as a, YouTuber or whatever. Like, people see that, oh, you're at like almost 2,000 subscribers, you must be making little money on. No, you have to, there's a lot of other matrix that you have to hit in order to get paid from YouTube. I'm a long way from getting paid from YouTube. So literally everything I do on here is for free for you all. And yeah, just trying to build a community of like-minded people, because I believe that, that old saying, your network is your net worth. And, I got sick and tired of being around a bunch of broke people all the time with, broke mindset. And, I notice the more and more that I continue to build this community, the more and more that, I feel good about everything. And surprise, surprise, my net worth is going up as well. So we'd love to have you as part of this community. Feel free to check out those links in the description. Until next time, guys, have a great week. Stay cool out there. Stay hydrated. And go out there and get the I always mess that up. Go get the life that you and your family deserve. And I'll see you guys in the next video.